You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box...
Stephen A. Smith's daring declaration has thrown the boxing world into disarray, causing an ending debate among fans and pundits. The thought of Crawford outperforming Canelo has brought a new level of tension to an already intense fight. Stephen A. did not stop there. He intensified the entire talk. He said, "I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez, but I do believe that if you can box and you can move, you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him." The comment paved the way for even more intrigue regarding a hypothetical Crawford-Canelo battle. Stephen A. refused to back down from his belief, creating a picture of how the right warrior could win. Fans quickly imagined Crawford utilizing his movement and skill to pull it off. The suspense around this dream fight has just hit a new high. If these two ever meet in the ring, the expectation alone will be electrifying. Just as the debate was heating up, Robert Garcia offered his own viewpoint, which drew even more attention. His point of view added a fresh dimension to the subject and sparked lively debate.
It's a fight that most of the people don't give Crawford a chance because of the size, but he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's got good speed, good footwork. That's why I do give him a chance.
Garcia's comments held weight, especially given his experience teaching world winners. He explained why this fight isn't as one-sided as many people think. Fans immediately started studying his analysis, breaking out every possibility. The possibility of Crawford proving everyone incorrect became even more appealing. If this collision happens, the build-up might be as dramatic as the fight itself. Robert Garcia did not stop there. He went even deeper with another view that sparked fan excitement. What he stated next fueled even more debate regarding Canelo's attitude to big contests.
It's just Canelo doesn't go out for the knockout anymore. Canelo's just now, you know, we've seen in the last few fights, he just does enough to win. He did the same against Munguia. He dropped Munguia, but then they didn't want to finish him. Charlo, Berlanga. He wants to cruise through the fight. You know, he's up there, you know, and not in age because he's only like 33 or 34, but he's
fighting since 15.
He was 15. A lot of training camps, a lot of sparring matches. So all that takes a lot out of your body. So he takes care of his body too. So he doesn't go all out because he doesn't want to just finish his body. He knows he still has a few more years and a few big fights where he wants to take care of himself and not punish himself too much. That's why he hasn't been able to knock those guys out. Not because he can't. I think he just does enough to win.
This information offered a completely different perspective on the topic. Garcia outlined issues that might drastically alter how fans view Canelo in a prospective fight with Crawford. The thought of a more cautious Canelo offered Crawford's backers even more reason to hope. Online discussions erupted, with everyone talking how this would play out in the ring. If these two ever face off, the storyline surrounding the fight will be as compelling as the battle itself. Even Jay Watts made a prediction that elevated the entire argument to a new level. His comment was bold, surprising, and got everyone talking.
Well, Bud beats him by TKO. Unpopular opinion, Bud by TKO. I think he get him out of there probably about the 10th, 11th. It's like a pepper him with punches. They're gonna have to stop that because he's gonna put his hands on him.
The forecast quickly sparked debate in the boxing world, dividing followers into two groups. Some thought it was overly ambitious, while others thought it was possible. It put new intensity into an already fierce matchup. The prospect of such an ending had everyone thinking how it would play out. If it comes true, it will be one of the most memorable events in fighting history. Keith Thurman then chimed in with an opinion that deepened the ongoing conversation. His comments achieved a mix between respect and realism, which drew fans' attention.
Man, because, you know, I believe that it just takes the right kind of IQ, the right type of boxing style, obviously a really tough training camp. I'm not sure how he's really going to move around with the extra weight on him, yada, yada, yada. Everybody, you know, we all feel that way, but it's up for him to show us what he's going to do. You know, just like me and my comeback. He's been injured. What's he going to do? It's up to the athlete to show you what he's going to do, man. So I just think it's a really good fight for the sport.
The discussion put new light on the potential showdown. Thurman's experience and controlled tone gave weight to his ideas, making supporters think hard. His statements also showed how unpredictable this conflict could be. Every situation now feels unimaginable, which is what makes it so exciting. If Crawford and Canelo ever meet, the boxing world will be on edge. Keith Thurman responded with another take that exactly reflected the significance of this contest. His words were a blend of joy and reverence that struck a chord with fans everywhere.
But in this case, we actually have real boxers, right? So I feel like it's like a mashup, almost like a DJ put it together. Canelo versus Bud Crawford. You know, I feel like, it's something unique, something special. It's fun. And, we ain't getting punched in the face. So let's just watch the show and enjoy, people. You know what I'm saying? Let's just watch what these champions do. No matter what they do, they're both great. They're both going to continue to be great. But by the end of the day, one will be above the other.
The way Thurman pitched the bout reminded everyone why this perspective clash is so special. It's more than just a matchup between two winners. It's a pivotal event that has the ability to define an era. His comments made fans feel the gravity of the situation. The anticipation of Crawford and Canelo entering the ring has never been greater. If this fight happens, it will be more than simply another event. It'll be history in the making. Keith Thurman was not done yet. He went even farther, making a scathing comment about Canelo's recent battles. What he said next had everyone studying, even the slightest aspects.
I think a lot of people are going to lean towards Canelo. I don't want to say it's like, I feel like for the fans, it's coming off 50-50. Like it's hard for me to really commit, because this is what happened, right? When Canelo just fought the Charlo, right? When he just fought Charlo, he knocked Charlo down. But after he knocked Charlo down and Charlo was using ring movement, he never hit Charlo with another big shot, okay? This is what Keith Thurman is watching. I'm not saying like, oh, Canelo didn't do good. Like, Canelo dominated. That fight he dominated, right? But let's just pay attention to little details, right? After he got dropped, he never got hurt again.
Thurman's breakdown offered a completely fresh perspective on the topic. He stressed minor moments that might make all the difference in a fight with Crawford. Fans started reviewing Canelo's previous performances, asking if these trends would recur. The conversation got louder as both sides dived into their points. If Crawford and Canelo fight in the ring, every move will be scrutinized. Keith Thurman then changed the focus to the physical clash, delving into what actually counts once the fight starts. His insight gave viewers a lot to ponder about.
I think they're trying to say Crawford has a small reach advantage, something weird, It's not a big advantage. Well, a few inches is not a big advantage. You're going to always step in and commit, and people are going to... The inches can be taken away really quick, so I don't really see anybody having a real advantage. So to me, that means they're really right in front of each other, right? When nobody has a real advantage, they're right in front of each other. They're going to be hitting each other.
Thurman's words showed how evenly matched the two champions might be. He made it plain that when the margins are this thin, every deal counts. This revelation only intensified the discussion over who could handle the pressure best. Fans began to imagine the back-and-forth action that may occur in the ring. If Crawford and Canelo ever face off, it might be an exciting fight. Keith Thurman continued his views with a remark that went right to the core of the fight. His statements made fans worrying how much strategy will influence the result.
Crawford just needs to box smart, and I just don't know exactly what kind of game plan that they have. A lot of people don't talk like me, and a lot of people will keep their stuff a little bit more secretive leading up to a fight. It adds into the anticipation. Either their team has a great plan to really try to take it from Canelo, and that's what I like to see, man. Like, even if fighters lose, I like to see when people are putting in that effort to win rounds and win fights, So let's just see how much strategy is brought into this fight.
Thurman's final take reminded us that this fight is as much cerebral as physical. Regardless of how close the talents are, the right game plan can make all the difference. Fans began to guess on what each camp could be hiding behind closed doors. The secrecy and planning only heightened the expectation for this fantasy fight. If Crawford and Canelo ever fight, each round will be like a chess match, with everything on the line. Keith Thurman then offered a critical criticism regarding Canelo's style, adding another layer to the discussion. What he said next just increased the suspense.
Canelo's gonna do him, man. Canelo's not gonna do nothing new. Move forward, lean back, boom, boom, power, drop power. You know, I don't think Canelo's gonna really do anything different, but I'm interested in seeing the tactics on the Crawford.
Thurman's point gave a clear image of what spectators could expect from Canelo on fight night. It also sparked issues about Crawford's ability to deal with the pressure. The thought of opposing styles merging has everyone envisioning explosive times in the ring. Every element suddenly feels important, and fans can't stop discussing the conclusion. If this fight ever takes place, the air around it will be nothing short of electrifying. Regis Prograis also offered a view that blended respect with caution. His comments brought another twist to the existing argument.
Yeah, I think he got a shot. I wouldn't say he's gonna win, but I definitely, everybody got a shot for sure. But I think that I just, man, it's hard for me to say that Bud gonna win, bro. I'm a huge Crawford fan, bro. I've been a Crawford fan before I was supposed to fight him one time, you know, long time ago. But I knew how good he was, bro. I always put Crawford up there. At the time, my trainers, they was like, man, he not that good. I'm like, bro, this dude good, bro. I'm telling you.
Progress comments highlighted how close and unexpected this prospective fight is. Even though he had long admired Crawford, he struggled to make a firm forecast. That uncertainty matches how many fans are feeling right now. The clash of styles and strengths makes this fight tough to predict with certainty. If Crawford and Canelo enter the ring, it might be one of the most evenly matched fights in recent history. Regis Prograis went deeper in his next take, musing on boxing history and the hurdles Crawford would face. What he said next had fans waiting for every word.
I study boxing, bro. I know I've been studying boxing since the Joe Gans days, you know what I'm saying? Joe Gans, Harry Armstrong, Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, all of them, and I'm looking at the skills that Crawford got. He's up there with them, you know what I'm saying? And like he's up there with them skill wise, his mindset or his hunger, he's up there with them. So I think I've always been high on Crawford. But it's just like, man, you fighting somebody just so good and big at the same time. Two divisions, right? Two different weight classes, and he's, you know, so I know that Crawford probably sparred with heavyweights and stuff like that, but it's always a difference when you get there with that person, and that person can take your punches, and you know, it depends how well Crawford can take the punches of Canelo. Because, you know, Mel, the twin got nothing. Twin looked way bigger than Canelo when they was looking, but then they fought, and it was like you could see the difference. You could see that size difference. Like when there was, it's a difference when you weighing in with somebody. You know, you looking at him and stuff, and Mel was, you know, Mel looks bigger. Different. Yeah, it's a big difference when you in there with that person.
The progressive view added dimension to the debate that few could match. He compared Crawford's abilities to those of some of the best fighters of all time, but emphasized the dangers of fighting someone as powerful and experienced as Canelo. His statements gave a vivid image of how high the stakes would be. Fans quickly began wondering whether Crawford could take that amount of pressure. If this fight happens, it will be a true test of courage, talent, and fortitude. Regis Prograis then explained the physical differences between the two fighters in a way that struck home. His following words height and the tension in the conversation.
We're going to see that right now. Like, Crawford looks the same as Canelo. He does look the same as Canelo. Body-wise, he looks the same, you know.
Is he getting bigger? Like you said, he was getting bigger. Like, do you feel like he's getting bigger too?
It looked like he is getting bigger. Yeah, it looked like Crawford is getting bigger. So yeah, with that, bro, like, it's like when you get in that ring, I think it's always different. When you get in that ring with that person, it's always gonna be a difference. Canelo's short, squat, his neck is way out here, you know what I'm saying? He's just like built like a damn wrestler, you know, and Crawford is, you know, he's more skinny. He's actually a real wrestler, but he's getting bigger too. So yeah, it's the difference when you get in that ring with.
Progress shown how much size and build may matter in the bell rings. He made it obvious that what looks comparable on paper can feel very different in the ring. This caused even more doubt over whether Crawford's frame could withstand Canelo's power. Fans couldn't stop anticipating how that dynamic might play out in subsequent games. If this fight happens, the physical matchups could decide everything. Stephen A. Smith then focused on a problem that he thinks would hurt Canelo in a fight like this. What he said next made everyone rethink their opinions. His observation sparked an immediate controversy among fans and pundits. If Canelo does not change, might this be the chance Crawford seeks? The comment heightened rumors about how styles may clash in the ring. Every minor detail now appears to have the potential to tilt the scales in one way or the other if this war is initiated. This might be the story of the night. Stephen A. Smith did not stop there. He offered another element that cast severe doubt on Crawford's possibilities. What he told next fueled the controversy even further.
I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble, and I'm not sure it was him, but I think it was him. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always prepared.
This take informed everyone of how deadly Canelo can be at his natural weight. Stephen A. stressed the dangers of Crawford interacting too much with a fighter accustomed to that kind of power. Fans began to question whether this would be the determining factor in the fight. The battle of size, strength, and experience may change everything in the ring. If this matchup happens, each exchange will bear the weight of this warning. Stephen A. Smith concluded his analysis with a breakdown that exactly encapsulated the heart of this battle. What he said next shifted the attention back to Crawford's skill set. His final argument stressed the options Crawford might utilize to turn the fight in his favor. He painted a picture that had speed, mobility, and flexibility. Fans quickly imagined how such characteristics would compare to Canelo's power and expertise. The thought of a close tactical duel only heightened in the anticipation. If this bout takes place, it could end in one of the most exciting chess matches in boxing history. Chino Rivas then intervened with a brutally honest answer that shocked the conversation. His comments made it clear where he stood on the matchup. Rivas' opinion reminded everyone how dangerous Canelo can be at his natural weight. His warning about size and strength differences resonated strongly with fans on both sides. Many questioned Crawford's ability to handle that level of physicality. The comments caused heated conversations, which stoked the suspense even further. If this fight happens, it may be one of the most physically difficult battles in recent memory. Chino Rivas didn't hold back in his follow-up, saying unequivocally that he thought about Crawford pursuing this fight. His words brought a completely fresh perspective to the problem. Rivas' remarks spurred even more debate over Crawford's risk-reward ratio. He alluded to the commercial side of boxing, where difficult choices often outweigh pride. Fans couldn't help but question if this fight was worth all the hype. The tension surrounding the potential matchup only increased. If this fight is ever signed, it will have major implications both inside and outside the ring. Coach Anthony then chimed in with a view that completely changed the storyline for many fans. His statements showed how much he believes in Crawford's skills.
Canelo's just too big, man. He's just a different animal. You know, leave the Canelo for the big boys like the David Benavidez, the Morel, you know, all the others, you know, coming in that weight class. You know, he's a 47-pound. You saw what happened with a 54-pounder who's 6 foot tall, 6'1". Yeah, I mean, how easily he manhandled him. Just imagine what he would do, you know, to somebody who, I think the biggest he gets is about 160 pounds. It just doesn't even make sense. And
Anthony's breakdown boosted Crawford's fans' confidence ahead of this potential clash. He underlined the characteristics that distinguish the good from the truly exceptional in boxing. Fans quickly began comparing Crawford to legends who always managed to win. This triggered a new round of speculation about how the fight would grow. If this battle occurs, the pressure on both combatants will be beyond anything they have ever encountered. Coach Anthony responded with another take that further fueled a hype surrounding this prospective fight. His statements suggested that he is not expecting a one-sided struggle at all. Anthony's view reminded everyone that size does not determine fights. He detailed a competitive battle in which every round counts. Fans quickly imagined Crawford handling Canelo's power and responding with his own skill set. The prospect of a close, hard-fought battle gets people excited. If this war is ever fought, it has the potential to be one of the most dramatic fights of our time. Showbiz, the adult, then offered his own twist to the debate, moving the focus to betting. Everyone listened closely to what he said next.
I think with this bet, I'm going to bet a huge bag on Canelo because you got to bet he's still the favorite, but not by much. So that's what's giving me some, okay, I can bet 15 grand on Nello. I think I'm going to bet 15 grand on Nello, but I may bet like $300 on a Crawford knockout.
His approach showed how tight and unpredictable this war seems, even to the most confident voices. Showbiz's breakdown showed how both possibilities were genuinely possible. Fans soon began debating their own predictions and wagers. His comments simply raised the stakes for this potential matchup. If Crawford and Canelo do face battle, it might be one of the most talked about fights in recent history. The hypothetical battle between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has become one of boxing's most hotly debated topics, from Stephen L. Smith's angry outbursts to Keith Thurman's comprehensive deconstruction, and from Robert Garcia's measured appraisal to Coach Anthony's conviction in Crawford's greatness. Each opinion adds fuel to the flames. Some consider Canelo's size, strength, and experience in higher weight classes to be the deciding factors, while others think Crawford's ability, quickness, and unwavering mentality can overcome such obstacles. Even trainers like Chino Rivas and fighters like Regis Prograis have differing perspectives, showing how evenly divided the boxing business is. Canelo's strength and endurance are renowned. However, Crawford's ability to adapt and break down opponents is special. It might come down to who can develop their style first. If Canelo can land hard shots early on, he has the ability to dominate the fight. However, if Crawford stays disciplined, uses his mobility, and outpoints Canelo round after round, we could be in for a big upset. What are your thoughts? Would Crawford's boxing IQ and adaptability be sufficient to beat Canelo's experience and power? Is Canelo's size advantage making it an uphill fight for Crawford from the start? Who would you bet your money on if this bout was signed tomorrow? Share your views in the comments area below.